college, so I feel like any movie that would have been on TV, I'm like, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Before I begin today, just out of curiosity, by show of hands, who's seeing this movie for the first time tonight? I envy you more than anyone else in here. My name is Ryan M. Maxwell. It's my incredible honor here to be here for the introduction of this wonderful film. I'm a member of the International Popeye Fan Club, and I write for our quarterly newsletter. Over the years, I've been fortunate enough to interview nearly the entire cast and crew of this movie, with the exceptions of Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall. It's been a journey filled with insights, laughter, and a lot of fun, and a lot of wonderful memories. And it's deepened my love for this one-of-a-kind movie. It feels especially appropriate to be sharing Popeye here at the Siskel Center. Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert were virtually the only major film critics who saw through the noise when this film was released in 1980. While many other critics dismissed it, Siskel and Ebert recognized it for what it truly is: imaginative, whimsical, and brimming with personality. In his original review, Gene Siskel called Popeye a grown-up fairy tale made with movie-making talents. And that's exactly what it is: a handcrafted, offbeat world brought to life with a rare combination of artistry and heart. And what a wonderfully strange journey brought Popeye to the big screen. The film only came into being because film producer Robert Evans couldn't get the rights to the film rights to the Broadway musical Annie. So he wanted the new family-friendly comic strip musical to compete with Annie at the box office. And fortunately, Paramount owned the rights to the Popeye theme song, and just like that, the Sailor Man set sail for the big screen. Although the original movie almost gave us a very different story. Dustin Hoffman was in talks to play Popeye opposite Lily Tomlin, who was just here this past Thursday in this very building as Olive Oil. But Dustin left the project after creative differences with screenwriter Jules Pfeiffer and went off to do Kramer versus Kramer instead. Gilda Radner was also briefly considered for the role of Olive Oil before settling on the wonderful, incomparable Shelley Duvall. Robin Williams, who was still relatively unknown at the time, was persuaded to take the role of Popeye after seeing his friend Christopher Reeve cast as Superman. Robin hoped Popeye might launch his career in a similar way, and while it may not have followed the same trajectory, the role would mark his big screen debut and remains one of his most distinctive and charming performances. There were other almost too. Jason Robards was originally slated to play the Commodore, but was let go after demanding a higher salary than Robin Williams. And Buddy Hackett campaigned hard for the part of Wimpy, a role that ultimately went to the brilliant character actor Paul Dooley. And then there's Sweet Haven, a living, breathing, crooked little town built entirely from scratch on the island of Malta. These weren't facades, they were full construction, built to last, and they're still standing today as a tourist attraction. It's not just set design, it's world building in the most literal sense. Tonight's screening is especially meaningful because we're watching Popeye from Robert Altman's personal 35mm print, struck from the original camera negative in 1999, just a few years before his passing. I had the privilege of seeing this exact print at the Music Box in 2017, and it's a truly beautiful presentation. One that brings out the rich colors, textures, and handmade details of the film in a way that no digital transfer can quite replicate. Lastly, I'd like to set the record straight on one persistent myth. Popeye was not a box office bomb. While it was met with mixed critical reviews at the time, the film actually doubled its production budget and landed among the top-grossing films of 1980. And what's even more impressive was that it was released in mid-December and still managed to crack the top 11 films of the entire year, and was one of the top 5 highest-grossing releases of the month. It may not have hit the blockbuster mold, but it clearly found an audience and continues to do so. For me, Popeye is more than just a film. It's my comfort movie, the cinematic equivalent of a warm blanket and a can of spinach. I can quote almost the entire script from memory. It's funny, it's tender, and it's weird in the best possible way. Above all, this movie stands the test of time. Because Popeye, like the character at its heart, doesn't try to be anything other than what it is. It's quirky, it's stubborn, it's full of heart, and as Popeye would say,
I am what I am, and that's all what I am.
If anyone has any questions, I'll be in the lobby after the film. Thank you, and enjoy the show.